Air Force wants to send its remaining 162 A-10 Warthogs to the boneyard in 2026, marking the end of this legendary air support jet.
They tried to retire it. Now it's back, and it's more dangerous than ever. The legendary A-10 Warthog, feared for its brutal tank-killing power and loved by soldiers for saving lives, has been reborn for modern warfare. In 2025, the U.S. Air Force gave this flying tank a deadly makeover, making it faster, stronger, and smarter. But why bring it back now? And what makes the upgraded A-10 a nightmare for America's enemies? Let's dive into the jaw-dropping transformation of the A-10 Warthog and find out how it's rewriting the rules of combat. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, nicknamed the Warthog, is one of the most iconic attack planes in U.S. military history. But it wasn't always wanted. Back when air power focused on high-altitude bombing, the Air Force saw no need for a low-flying ground support aircraft. Strategic bombers like the B-17 and B-29 dominated doctrine. Close air support? That was considered the Army's problem. Instead, the Air Force leaned on fast multi-role jets like the F-4 Phantom II. If needed, they could pitch in on the battlefield. So why design a whole new class of slow, low-flying aircraft? The idea felt outdated, until reality hit. By the 1960s, helicopters and new ground tactics demanded a close air support aircraft that could hover over a battle zone, carry a serious payload, take a beating, and still come back for more. The Vietnam War proved the need for precision and protection. Existing jets like the F-105 and F-4C just couldn't keep up. Even World War II era planes like the T-28D and B-26 Marauder were dragged into service as stopgaps, but their slow speeds and poor armor made them easy targets. The Douglas A-1 Skyraider became a temporary fix. It could loiter above the fight and hit hard, but it was outdated and its numbers were limited. Worse, it couldn't handle tanks or heavy armor. That was the breaking point. By 1966, U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff General John P. McConnell put out a formal request. America needed a purpose-built close air support plane, fast. With Cold War tensions rising and Soviet armor multiplying, the call became urgent. By 1970, the Air Force wanted something rugged, simple, and built around a beast of a cannon. The 30mm GAU-8 Avenger. This wasn't just a plane with a gun. It was a gun with a plane built around it. The Air Force demanded it hit 460 miles per hour, fly 285 miles, and carry 16,000-pound weapons, all while taking off from a 4,000-foot runway. And they wanted it cheap, $1.4 million a unit. 6 companies competed, but Fairchild Republic won. In 1973, they signed on to build the first 10 A-10s. At the same time, General Electric got to work on the GAU-8 Avenger cannon and TF-34 G100 engines, both tailor-made for this beast. In October 1975, the first A-10 took to the skies. Deliveries began in early 1976. Over the next 8 years, Fairchild delivered 715 Warthogs. This thing wasn't just tough. It was a tank in the sky, built with 12,200 pounds of titanium armor up to 1.5 inches thick. It protected the pilot and critical systems even under heavy fire. And now, in 2025, it's back with a vengeance. With upgraded targeting systems, enhanced avionics, and advanced battlefield connectivity, the A-10 is built for 21st century warfare. It can link with drones, satellites, and ground forces in real time, turning it into a flying command center and tank killer. They called it obsolete. They tried to replace it. But war keeps changing, and the Warthog keeps surviving. Because when the battlefield gets brutal, there's still no substitute for the A-10. You won't believe what this flying tank can survive. The A-10 Warthog wasn't just built. It was forged for war. At a time when titanium was still new to aviation, the A-10 became one of the first aircraft to use it on a massive scale. This armor could take direct hits from armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds, even 57mm anti-aircraft shell fragments. Engineers didn't just design it to fight. They built it to stay alive. And survival didn't stop at armor. The 10 had self-sealing fuel tanks surrounded by foam to prevent leaks even when hit. It had dual hydraulic flight control systems. If both failed, pilots could still fly manually. That alone gave it a level of battlefield toughness few aircraft could match. In 2003, during the invasion of Iraq, pilot Kim Campbell proved it. Flying over Baghdad, her A-10 was hammered by enemy fire. With the engine and hydraulics badly damaged, she flew the plane manually for nearly an hour, somehow landing it safely. Her calm under pressure and the A-10's rugged design turned a near disaster into one of history's most legendary combat landings. What makes the A-10 stand out even more? It can operate from field bases near the front lines. Its engines sit high above the wings, shielded from debris and ground fire. And thanks to this setup, it can keep flying even after taking hits other jets couldn't recover from. Its exhaust is directed upward, helping hide it from enemy heat-seeking missiles. That smart design makes it harder to track and easier to survive. Every part of this beast serves a purpose. People might call it ugly, but its bulky frame is a symbol of pure functionality. Most of its parts are interchangeable for easy repairs, even under fire. If there was an award for most cost-effective combat aircraft, the A-10 would win. It's easy to maintain, tough as nails, and hits like a freight train. Its main weapon? The massive 30mm GAU-8 Avenger Gatling gun. So big it dwarfs a Volkswagen Beetle, firing 3,900 rounds per minute. It's designed to tear through tanks and armor. To prevent overheating and conserve ammo, it fires in short 1 to 2 second bursts. Still, that's enough to unleash 200 rounds of depleted uranium. It can hit 80% of targets within a 40-foot circle, from over 4,000 feet away. And the sound? That iconic growl signals to enemies that the Warthog is here, and it's not leaving quietly. Even if it runs out of Avenger rounds, it still carries Hydra 70 rockets, Mark 82 and 84 bombs, and precision weapons like the GBU, 12 Payway 2 and GBU 38 JDM. It's a flying arsenal built to protect ground troops at all costs. The A-10 flies low and slow to stay in the fight longer and deliver pinpoint support. That's why it played a massive role in the Gulf War, firing 90% of all AGM-65 Maverick missiles used. It was there in Bosnia in the mid-90s, and again during the Kosovo conflict in 1999, supporting rescue missions and striking critical targets. Whether saving pilots behind enemy lines or decimating enemy armor, the Warthog has done it all. It's not sleek, not fast, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to survive. And that's exactly what it does better than any other jet in the sky. They said it was outdated, until it started turning the tide of modern war. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, also known as the Warthog, wasn't just built for combat. It was born to dominate the battlefield. After returning to its ground attack roots, the A-10 showed its true power in 2001 during the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan. While not used in the initial wave, it was quickly deployed to Pakistan and Bagram airfield in Afghanistan by 2002. There, it proved essential in hammering Taliban and al-Qaeda forces with pinpoint airstrikes, giving American troops a serious edge on the ground. Its legacy only grew. In 2003, with Operation Iraqi Freedom, the A-10 was sent in full force. About 60 Warthogs were deployed, and they wasted no time. According to a 2023 declassified report, these aircraft achieve an 85% combat effectiveness rate, unleashing over 315,000 rounds from their powerful 30mm cannons. They didn't just show up, they took over. From 2006 to 2013, A-10s flew mission after mission across Iraq and Afghanistan, responsible for nearly 1 in 5 close air support operations, outperforming even famous aircraft like the F-15E Strike Eagle and the B-1B Lancer. Only the F-16 did more, but the Warthog held its own as an irreplaceable asset in the War on Terror. In 2015, the Warthog was back in action during the fight against ISIS in Syria. Under Operation Tidal Wave 2, it played a huge role in destroying over 100 ISIS oil tankers, a critical hit to their funding. In Afghanistan, too, the A-10 continued supporting troops with unmatched firepower and accuracy. By 2018, the A-10's combat presence had slowed, until November 2024, when conflict in Syria flared up again. As civil war chaos spread, the A-10 was called back into action to protect American troops in eastern Syria. It took out mortars, vehicles, and even AT-64 tank in rapid strikes, right as the Assad regime began to fall. In one of the largest operations to crush ISIS during this period, A-10's B-52 bombers and F-15ES launched devastating airstrikes, wiping out over 75 ISIS targets to keep the terrorist group from exploiting Syria's collapse. Interestingly, the Air Force had once planned to replace the A-10 with a high-tech F-35B Lightning II, a jet capable of vertical takeoffs and landings. But tests revealed a major flaw. The F-35 couldn't keep up with the A-10 sortie rate for close air support. Simply put, nothing else could do what the Warthog does. That realization came after the A-10 fleet underwent a full overhaul through the Precision Engagement Program, 2005 to 2011. These upgrades gave the aircraft advanced targeting, improved weather performance, radar jamming tech, and smart bomb capability. The fire control system was sharpened, and pilots got new multifunction displays plus HOTAS controls, allowing full command without lifting hands from throttle or stick. The upgrades didn't stop there. Recently, Mode 5 software updates were added, improving identification of friendly units and boosting communication and safety during operations, a vital step in modern warfare coordination. They called it outdated. But in 2025, the A-10 Warthog is back, meaner, tougher, and more lethal than ever. One of the big changes? The outdated paved penny containers and pylons are gone. In their place, the advanced AQ-208V for Lightning and Sniper XR targeting pods. These high-tech systems come with laser designators and rangefinders that let pilots hit targets with deadly precision from miles away. Faster, safer, and more accurate strikes are now the standard. The 2025 upgrade package takes this battlefield icon to new heights. It centers on three key areas: avionics, survivability, and weapon systems. Every aspect has been sharpened for today's high-stakes combat zones. The cockpit is now fully digital, with modern displays that deliver clear intel in real time. Navigation got a boost too. Pilots can fly through bad weather and hostile terrain with confidence. And with a new data link system, the Warthog now talks instantly with ground forces and nearby aircraft. That means quicker decisions, faster reactions, and unmatched coordination on the battlefield. When it comes to survivability, the A-10 was already a beast. Now it's practically unbreakable. Thanks to next-gen composite armor and smarter countermeasures, like advanced flares and electronic jamming systems, it can shake off enemy fire that would ground other jets. It's a flying tank with brains. The firepower? Even better. The Warthog can now carry the latest precision-guided bombs and air-to-ground missiles. Upgraded targeting pods let it lock on enemies with insane accuracy, whether it's tanks, bunkers, or missile systems. It's fast, brutal, and unbelievably precise. These upgrades make the A-10 a true force multiplier. It's still the go-to aircraft for close air support, flying low, hitting hard, and protecting troops in the thick of battle. But now, it's also built for modern, high-tech warfare. More versatile, more dangerous, and more reliable than ever. Whether it's dodging missiles, surviving in hostile territory, or delivering pinpoint strikes, the 2025 Warthog is built to dominate. It proves that even legends can evolve. And this one isn't slowing down anytime soon. Nicknamed the Hog, the A-10 has long been a symbol of strength, grit, and raw firepower. And with future upgrades likely to include drone integration and AI targeting, we're only scratching the surface of what this aircraft can do. Bottom line, the Warthog isn't retiring, it's reloading, and it's ready to own the skies for years to come.